Hey everyone, so today we're going to be making pork chops. I've got a little homemade rub to put on it, and first thing you should do is get yourself a nice pork chop. This one's from Omaha Steaks, so it's going to be a little review on this pork chop as well. I think this is their 6-ounce pork chop, unseasoned. So we're going to go ahead and season this, and that'll be our first step. We're going to add in these ingredients. First liquid we're going to add in is Worcestershire sauce. I always stumble on the name of this thing. Just going to coat the pork chop with this a little bit on each side. Now, I've got a rub which I haven't really mixed up yet. Wanted to show it. What I've got in here is a little bit of brown sugar on top, a little bit of white sugar, some salt, some ground pepper, some paprika, and some onion powder. I didn't add any garlic powder, which I had back here to show, because the olive oil I'm going to be using has some garlic flavor in it already. And then I've also got some apple cider vinegar to add to the pan. So we'll go ahead and put the rub on now. I'm just going to mix it up. I want to mix it up with my hands or a spoon. I'm just going to use my hands since I'm going to rub it on anyways. And I want to get all the brown sugar broken up anyways and really broken down fine. Alright. So now we're just going to rub that into each side here. Get it all over, evenly coated. Flip it over. And we'll do the same thing. Now I'm just going to let it sit for a couple minutes, let the rub kind of soak in, and then we'll move over to how we cook it. Alright, so now here's the pork chop. It's absorbed most of the rub. And what I didn't show actually, I added after the video stopped, is I added a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to the bottom of the dish. I already did this. So it just kind of was in the bottom of the dish and able to soak in a little bit. Don't add that to the pan. Only add oil to the pan later. But if you want to add a little bit to the seasoning, you can. So now we've got it here. And you're going to want to have a thin piece of pork chop. If it's too thick, it's not going to cook very well the way we're cooking it, because we're going to cook it on the stove the whole time. So if your pork chop you buy is thick, cut it in half and make it thinner before you start this process. So now we've got our pan preheated on medium-high heat. And we're going to go ahead and add our olive oil. Let that heat up for a second. I'm just going to kind of move around my meat a little bit and get all the juices from everything absorbed. Then we'll throw that in the pan. Then we're going to cover it. And now we're going to let it cook covered on medium to medium-high heat, medium-high for now, for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to come and flip it over, and we're going to put it on medium heat for about 5 more minutes. So let me go ahead and let it cook 5 minutes here on medium-high heat, and then we'll come back and take a look. Alright, so now I've gone ahead and flipped it. As you can see, the first side here we want to get a little bit seared. And now we're going to turn the heat down after we flip it to medium-low. Kind of like a simmer temperature if you were going to be simmering something. Then we're going to cover it and let it cook through the inside everything for about 5 more minutes. Alright, now it's about 5 minutes later. I've turned off my heat and I'm just about to take it out. So as you can see, looks really nice on the outside. Let's go ahead and take it out here. Oop. Now I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit. And this is an Omaha pork chop, so I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit, cut it open and give it a taste, and we'll see how the inside looks, and we'll see how these Omaha pork chops are. So here we have it. I just want to cut it open more. I took out a piece and took a bite, and I could tell you Omaha's pork chops here taste pretty darn good. And the seasoning turned out real great too, so let me just take another fresh cut here for you to see on camera. And as you can see, it's perfectly done. It's not too cold in the middle, it's just perfectly white throughout. Perfectly done pork chop. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and happy cooking.